guys, I'm Bethany.
I'm Kristen.
And this is Looking for the Middle.
Welcome to CouchCast.
Which, tell them what CouchCast is.
Yes.
For anyone who's new who doesn't know what this is.
Yes, if you're new here, we do CouchCast every Friday. And this is basically where we draw a question out of a... Well, not out of a hat. It's out of a box. I don't know why. We're not magicians here.
No.
We draw a question out of the box that either we have asked ourselves, our listeners have asked, our friends have asked, and we answer it on the spot, off the cuff. No prep, no notes, no nothing.
This is the real, unfiltered us.
Yes. You're welcome.
Yes, we never know what's gonna... I mean, we write the questions down, and then we put them in this box, but we record these CouchCasts in, batches. So we have this whole selection of things, and we don't remember what we've put in here, so... Much less what order they're gonna come out in, so...
No.
You wanna do the honors?
Yes, I would love to. There's only one in the box. I'm being dramatic. Shocker, right?
Right.
Okay, this is a question from Natalie, who follows us on Instagram.
Yep.
She asks, what do you do when you have strong feelings for someone, but you're moving away soon? Oh, gosh,
Ooh.
That sounds awful. I'm so sorry.
I know. I don't envy you, Natalie.
That's not what you want to hear.
I know, yeah.
I'm so
You're
sorry,
welcome.
Natalie. Yeah.
Okay,
We're praying for you.
2 questions.
Okay.
That I would ask for that, and because I think we can go 2 different directions based on each of the questions.
Okay.
First, these strong feelings you speak of, are they mutual, and do you both know about it?
Yep. Is that one question or 2?
That's one.
Okay.
You both have feelings for each other, and you've talked about it, or you have really strong feelings for this guy, but he doesn't know that you do.
Yeah.
Because... I gotta think for a second.
Bethany's speechless. It doesn't happen often.
It's been happening a lot lately.
Yeah, really.
So I would say if we'll just start with the one that probably nobody wants to have to think about. You're moving away, maybe for college, let's say. You have really strong feelings for this guy at your church, but he doesn't know that because you've never told him.
Whew.
You gotta decide. You either have to tell him or just go and move on.
Yeah.
One or the other, I think.
I think in a way, though, it kind of works in your favor either way, because if you tell him and he doesn't like you back, then you're moving away.
Very good point.
And you never have to see him again.
That is true.
So it may give you a little added courage or boldness.
Yeah. To let him
know.
And I think that's okay if you want to let him know. I don't think I am that bold. I err on the side of wanting to be pursued more. So I don't think I'm that bold. But more power to you if you are. But I will say, if you've talked about it, you both have feelings for each other, and it's just a matter of you're going to college far away, my general response would be, this day and age, it has never been easier to be in a long-distance relationship. I'm not saying it's easy in the slightest, but think of all of the tools at your disposal. Cell phones, texting, FaceTime, Skype, I guess those are the same thing. Airplanes. Cars, things that previously would have made it impossible. We have those things. You can talk to anyone at any time. It's not easy at all, but it's never been easier than it is right now.
Agreed. My one caveat with that would be, before you tell him, you should really, I think long and hard and think through if you are ready for a long distance relationship, if you are willing to go long distance, practically what that would look like as far as your schedules and seeing each other and how often you get to talk and all of that.
Go in with a plan.
Yeah, I think you need to go in having thought through that, not just, we'll figure it out and I'm just going to tell him how I feel.
That's careless, I think.
I think so too.
Reckless. Yeah.
I think so too. So I think that if you're going to bare your soul, you need to have thought through what this practically could look like if he feels the same way, and then you move. And I think too, that may be easier or harder depending on where you're moving. If you're moving a state over, probably not as big of a deal. If you live in Florida and you're moving to Alaska, a little bit bigger of a deal.
Yes.
So I think you have to kind of think through that. And I think, too, you need to think about, are you moving away temporarily and you're planning on coming back, or are you moving away for good?
That's true. I think we kind of took it in the direction of, I'm going away to college. We just kind of assumed that. That's not always the case, though. Because that was going to be my second, I said I had 2 questions. My second one is, how old are the parties involved? Because if it's 18 years old and we're going to college, I'd be probably more prone to say, the distance will resolve it. And you probably should just, if it hasn't been said, I would say move, get acclimated to your new thing, stay in touch, and then come back to it. If you're 30 years old and you just got a job and a state over, like you said, but you really have strong feelings for this guy, then maybe tell him. I can only recommend that like, to a certain extent, because I wouldn't necessarily do that. I would want to know if he's interested first before I said anything.
Same.
So that's a tough one.
It is a tough one. I think there are a lot of different factors that are involved that will determine what decision you make.
Yep. Which goes back to, if this is a guy in your church who you obviously have mutual people in common, talk to someone who knows both of you. Talk to someone and say, hey, because they know more of your situation than we do. We can only answer this at, like, face value, kind of. Like, we don't know all of the ins and outs. Have you known him for 2 years? Have you known him for 20 years? Have you known him for 2 months? Like, we don't know. And those things would factor in. So if you talk to someone who knows you and who knows him and tell them the situation and ask for their guidance, I think this is a great place to loop someone in from that perspective, too.
I completely agree.
And one thing, too, her question said, if you have strong feelings. So I'm kind of elevating this past crush status in my mind, which I think if you're like, oh, I have a crush on this guy and I'm about to move away and go to college, I'd be like, just get over it. Like, it's a crush. But if you have strong feelings for someone and it's not something that you can just get over, then I would say, yeah, talk to someone and get their input, but go into it being willing to take their input if it's not exactly what you wanted to hear, or, you know, it means it's going to be a hard conversation needs to be had, or, you know, something like that. You need to be able and willing to accept that.
Yeah, I think going into it with an open mind and with a willingness to listen and to understand someone else's perspective on it that's kind of a third party is so important, because we know as girls, we get all wrapped up in our feelings and the what ifs and the hypotheticals and the hopefullys and everything else, that sometimes we need that friend or that mentor, whoever, to kind of bring us back down to reality. Be like, okay, I know you and I know him, and either, yes, I think this would be a great idea. I think y'all would be great together, or I really don't know that y'all would work. Exactly. And I think you need to be willing to, because they want what's best for you. Mm-hmm. You've clearly trusted them enough to speak truth into your life if you're asking them. Mm-hmm. So I think you need to really take that to heart. And you never know. I mean, I don't want to be discouraging either, because this really gets the hopeless romantic side of me really turning. But you never know what could be waiting for you in this new place or this new city either.
Right.
So even if it doesn't work out, whether you tell this guy how you feel or not, don't think that you've just lost your chance and this was, you know, all that was going to work for you. Like, you have no idea who you're going to meet, what opportunities you're going to have, who you're going to cross paths with in this new place that you're moving to, that God could already be orchestrating something there that you're not even aware of yet.
Yep. Very good point.
So
I hope that was helpful.
Yeah. Good luck, Natalie.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry you're having to go through this.
Yeah. Feel free to reach back out if we need to answer it differently or more details, or I don't know what. But
or just keep us posted and tell us what you did, because we would love to know.
Very true.
Yeah.
But anyway, we will be back next week. But until then, I am Bethany.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is Looking for the Middle.